Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Tuesday, the 27th of June, comes to you from Bermuda, where I've been watching the America's Cup, and it's all over New Zealand one, so congratulations to them. We start with the dollar index, and we see that the dollar is falling quite heavily today, so that's quite significant. We're just seeing the dollar falling back to a bearish below the cloud, both short and medium term. The long-term picture is unchanged yet. The euro is up, and that's starting to have an impact in terms of the long-term transition, so it'll be interesting to see whether we can just sustain this move. We have had these transitions before. If we look back in the weekly, we do see that we had a short-lived transition back in 2013, and then a very big move. And really, for this consolidation pattern to be truly over, it's a move above 115. So that will be interesting just to see the cloud in that reaction. Looking at Japanese yen, we see here that the yen, the dollar is bullish, not quite yet on the daily chart, but on the weekly chart we are in fact just starting to come through as well. So we're seeing that coming through. Looking at sterling, we're seeing here dollar weakness just showing through. So the sterling is just getting a new upside target. Has been quite resilient since the UK election, which is quite a surprise really. Bearish long term still, but we are just bullish short and medium term. Hitting resistance on the point and figure chart, so we may just find that struggles to go through. On the euro, we're seeing sterling falling. That euro jump we saw against the dollar is happening against sterling as well, and against the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc tends to move in unison with the euro. And against the Australian dollar, we see sterling has just not shown that same strength. So Australian dollar strength showing through there. Looking at stock markets, S&P 500 fairly static last night, not moving much. The NatGas was down nearly 0.5%, so just coming back, but is still in bullish mode above all three clouds on the NASDAQ 100 index, and the Dow also just quite flat, and the Russell 2000 virtually unchanged. So US indices not changed that much. We're seeing the future, the S&P future down slightly this morning, and we're seeing the NASDAQ E-mini also just down slightly. FTSE 100 is down just below the cloud, so we're just seeing short-term weakness, and the same with the 250, short-term weakness there. So markets still look strong in the medium and long term, but just short-term weakness. And the same for the DAX, so we're seeing that in European markets. Nikkei looking strong, weaker yen helping there, and the Hang Seng is down slightly. Shanghai is up slightly and starting to make long-term transitions here, just starting to come through the cloud on the weekly and the daily also. So Shanghai is starting to look less worrying than it was. Indian market opened today after a holiday yesterday, falling away quite strongly, so that's quite key. And looking at the Australian market, just struggling in the short term as well, medium term looking quite bearish as well. Brent crude continuing its short recovery, this bounce off the bottom, but trend is very much down in the medium term. The long-term chart is still just above the cloud, so it's bullish, but and the short term we are just seeing some upside potential. We still have this target of 44 hanging over us. Looking at WTI, we see here we've got bearish chart as well. We have a target of 41.60 hanging over, so still about 5% downside. US NatGas back above $3, so that's looking stronger. And if we go straight to gold, gold is looking a little bit better after yesterday's fall. Dollar falling this morning means gold is rising, but we're not quite bullish yet. And looking at silver, much the same thing. We're just getting above the cloud here, so it's looking a bit better short term, but the medium term picture is still bearish. Taking a look at US Treasury yields, fairly unchanged. And then last of all, US tech. Apple, still not recovering. Apple is a bit of a worry, just not through the cloud. Down a third of a percent yesterday, not as much as likes of Google, down 1.3%. Amazon down 1%, and Facebook also down nearly 1%. So tech some of the tech stocks having quite a sell-off yesterday, and Microsoft also just down, but we're seeing that recovery there. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, have a great day. Happy charting. See you then.